Cost variance is the difference between earned value and actual cost. The formula is simply EV minus AC. This is earned value minus actual cost. On our value line, it will be this red box. Earned value tells us, according to our plan, we should spend $40,000 until now to install 400 meters of pipeline. Therefore, by subtracting actual cost from earned value, we will see the difference between what we should spend and what we actually spent. If this value is positive, then this means we have spent less than we should spend until now, which is good. Let's place the values onto the formula. EV equals to $40,000 and AC equals to $20,000. Therefore, 40,000 minus 20,000 gives us $20,000, which is the cost variance. In other words, until now, we installed 400 meters of pipeline. We spent $20,000 less than we planned at the beginning. Since CV is greater than 0, we have spent less than we planned to spend. In other words, we are under budget, which is good. If CV value was less than 0, then we should say it is bad, since we would have spent more than we supposed to spend. Schedule variance is the difference between earned value and planned value. The formula is EV minus PV. On our value line, this orange box will represent the schedule variance. We know both EV and PV. If we place the values into the equation, we get $10,000. Now, what does this tell us? Here, planned value tells us, according to our plan that we made at the very beginning, we should install pipeline having a value of $30,000, in other words, 30 meters. Earned value tells us that we have installed pipeline with $40,000 value, in other words, 40 meters. Therefore, SV tells us pipeline actually installed is 10 meters more than what we planned at the very beginning. Here, please note that $10,000 is the value of these 10 meters, and they both mean the same thing. SV is greater than 0, and this is good, because this tells us we have installed more than we planned to install. In other words, we are ahead of schedule. If this value was less than 0, we will say it is not good, since we will be behind our schedule. Cost Performance Index. Cost Performance Index is earned value divided by actual cost. This is how many times the earned value is greater or lesser than the actual cost. Since earned value is the value of the work done until now, by dividing it by actual cost, we will get dollars for the worth of work out of every $1 we spent. Let's place the values into the equation. 40,000 divided by 20,000 gives us 2. This result tells us until now we have spent $1 but we get $2 of work. Or more simply, we can say we bought $2 by giving $1, which is good. As a result, if CPI is greater than 1, it is good. And if CPI is less than 1, it is bad. Schedule Performance Index. Schedule Performance Index is earned value divided by planned value. This is how many times earned value is greater or less than the planned value. We already know earned value is the value of the work done until now in dollars. Remember, planned value was estimated value of work as of today. Therefore, by dividing these two values, we will obtain the progress with what percent we originally planned at the very beginning of the project. Now, let's place the values into the equation. Earned value divided by planned value, this is $40,000 divided by $30,000, gives us 1.33. This result tells us that we are doing our work 1.33 times faster than we originally planned, or we are 33% faster than we originally planned. When SPI is greater than 1, this tells us that we are faster than we originally planned. Therefore, this is a good thing. If it was less than 1, this would tell us that we are slower than our scheduled plan, and this would be bad for us. Here, I would like to take a small break to our main example to list the important results about variance and index values. In the exam, you will see these values in various questions. These questions will test that you either know the meaning of these values or not. After the end of earned value section, please turn back here and repeat this section to learn all the concepts. Cost variance. Cost variance formula is earned value minus actual cost. Cost variance tells how many dollars we are under or over budget. If cost variance is greater than 0, this is good, since this tells us that we are under budget. If cost variance equals to 0, this is also good, since this tells us that we are just within the limits of budget. But if cost variance is less than 0, this will tell us that we are over budget, and this is bad. Schedule variance. Schedule variance formula is earned value minus planned value. Schedule variance tells us if we are ahead or behind of the schedule. If SV is greater than 0, this means we are ahead of schedule, and this is good. If SV equals to 0, now we are doing work just as we planned, and this is also good. If SV is less than 0, then this means we are behind the schedule, and as you can guess, this is bad. Cost Performance Index. Cost Performance Index formula is earned value divided by actual cost. Essentially, Cost Performance Index and cost variance are telling us if we are under budget or over budget. Only difference is cost variance tells us about the budget by the means of dollars, but Cost Performance Index tells us about the budget by the means of percentage. We can say CPI is our spending rate until now. If CPI is greater than 1, this means we are under budget, and this is good. If CPI equals to 1, we are just within the limits of budget, which is also good. If CPI is less than 1, now it tells us that we are over budget, and this is bad. Schedule Performance Index. Schedule Performance Index formula is earned value divided by planned value. Schedule Performance Index and schedule variance indicates similar things. They both tell us if we are ahead or behind the schedule. But schedule variance result is by means of dollars, yet schedule performance index result is in percentage. SPI greater than 1 means we are ahead of schedule, and this is a good thing. SPI equals to 1 means we are just on schedule. We are doing work just as we planned. Therefore, this is also good. But if SPI is less than 1, this would be bad, since this will tell us we are behind the schedule.